Oh, you're there. I'm sorry, I was busy on my phone. And I think that's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, like I was saying, busy on my phone all the time. Are you busy on your phone all the time? Are your kids busy on their phones all the time? Or maybe video games? Hold on. Let me lock the screen. Okay, good. Anyway, this is something that it's happening to, I guess, all of us. Most of us have phones. Most of us are entertained somehow online for a very, very long time. During the day, it's during the night, it doesn't matter anymore. I want to know, how are you doing with it, and how are you controlling yourself, and how are you like putting some boundaries with your kids, with the phone, with the video game. I understand we're going through a lot, and that the pandemic has brought us a lot of different aspects of life, and maybe we're a little bit more flexible with the kids because, well, if they're not going to school, they're playing video games or talking to their friends online. I understand that, but also, don't you think that maybe we need to set some boundaries? And then I think it's funny because when we set boundaries with the kids, the next thing I know, here we are on our phones, and we're not giving attention to our husband, to our girlfriend, to our partners. We're just distracted. We are distracted all the time. And then life is just going by. We don't see the details anymore. We don't see anything anymore besides our phones, besides our laptops, besides the fantasy of a video game. It's quite interesting to me to see how our society is going down that road. Sometimes I talk to my son, and when I say back in my day, he goes like, oh, there she goes again with the back in my day. But I guess I'm getting old enough that I say that quite a lot. Like, back in my day, we didn't have phones, We had pagers, but we didn't have phones, and we couldn't communicate with our friends without seeing them, without hanging out with them, without going places, to kind of gather. And I understand that today we cannot do that. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not encouraging you to gather with your friends. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that how can we find ways within our home to entertain ourselves besides being on the phone or besides playing video games? So I'm sure that if you are my age or a little younger than me, you have lived part of your life without a phone, without this, instant gratification of looking at somebody else's lives. So what about if you just pull out that old Monopoly game and you teach your kids, or you teach your girlfriend, or you teach your partner, you teach your husband, or all of you play? Or what about if you just sit down and talk? What happened with conversations? What happened with that? We don't have conversations anymore. Our society is dying, and we don't have conversations. It's, if you talk to maybe a 15, 16-year-old teenager today, it's very hard to get words out of their mouths. But let me text really quick my son, and I know in 2 seconds I'm going to get a text back. I know it is the generation. I understand it's a different way of communicating. But can we only rely on this? Can we only think that this is the only way we can communicate? I don't think so. I think that maybe we can communicate different ways.